Welcome to Toal Assisted Living. I'm Gina Damiano, the host of our Public Health Service and Education series, Everything You Need to Know. With me today is Kathleen Koch, former CNN correspondent and founder of the nonprofit Leaders Link that helps communities prepare for and recover from disasters. Welcome, Kathleen, and thank you for joining us. Kathleen, you're speaking today about a variety of different disasters. Which should we be most concerned about?
Well, Gina, security experts are really most concerned about pandemics and the biological types of disasters, where an organism could cause disease, it could spread across an area, because we're so unprepared for something like that. Think about it. There's a tornado, it hits, and the threat's over. Mm-hmm. But with pandemic, people might not know they're infected for 24, 48 hours. So just like when the flu is spreading across an area, people are just going to have to be really careful. Stay home as much as possible. Stay away from large groups of people. Stay away from anyone who's sick. When you go out, wear a mask. And then you may be advised not to go out at all. It's going to be really important if there is pandemic spreading to listen to official news outlets and sources of information you can trust. In cases like this, during pandemics, when disease spreads, usually half the people who end up getting it are close contacts of those infected. The other half are healthcare workers. Mm-hmm. So a lot of hospitals and doctors' offices will be overwhelmed because half their staff will be out sick. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a difficult time.
Mm-hmm. A lot of us are very afraid of active shooter situations. We're hearing that more and more. What advice do you have about surviving an attack like that?
Be aware of your surroundings. Mm-hmm. Take your face out of your phone. You need to, wherever you go, look for a way to escape. And the mantra is run, hide, fight. So everywhere you go, look for two ways you could get out of that theater, grocery store, church, wherever you are. If you are not able to escape, then everywhere you go, think about where could I hide? Where is there a room with a door that locks from the inside that might have another exit that I could flee out of? That's a brick or a cement block room because bullets go right through drywall. A room where, again, in there I could hide behind something like a file cabinet is really good. If you are hiding, before you start to hide, prop something under the door so it's less likely that the gunman could get in. Mm-hmm. Pile desks against the door. You don't want to hide behind the door because most doors are hollow core and rounds could go right through them. So when you're hiding in the room, you're going to be really quiet, unless of course you can escape out the window, then go for it. And then finally fight if that's your only option. And so if you're in a situation where you are hiding and you have other people in the room with you, talk about it. Mm-hmm. Don't just wait to wing it. Say, okay, you're going to grab his feet, you're going to throw hot coffee on him, I'm going to hit him over the head, and you're going to grab the gun.
And finally, with the recent grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX, a lot of people are worried about plane crashes. What advice do you have for those that are afraid to fly?
Flying is actually the safest mode of transportation, and you're much more likely to be injured in your car within a mile of your house. So fly a major carrier versus a little regional carrier. Mm-hmm. Regional carriers have double the number of safety incidents that a big carrier does. I mean, their pilots are not required to be as experienced as they are for big carriers, so that's something to keep in mind. Pick a safe place to sit. You're more likely to survive if you sit within 6 rows of an exit. Also, as soon as a plane crashes, in the unlikely event that it does, you want to get off fast because 68% of people die in the post-crash fire. If there's a fire, you've got 90 seconds. 90 seconds to get out of that plane. If your plane is getting ready to go down, you put both feet flat on the floor, you lean forward like this. You basically want to stop yourself in the plane crash from being flung forward and your legs hitting the seat in front of you. Plant your feet firmly down. Pull your head down like this. You're going to put your forearms against the back of the seat in front of you. Lean your head down, put your head against it, and then your hands like that. The FAA in 2012 actually crashed a 727 in a Mexican desert full of crash test dummies. And they found dummies positioned like I just showed you in the brace position and buckled in were most likely to survive.
Thank you, Kathleen, for all your insight, and thank you for joining us. Please feel free to contact us here at Toal Assisted Living to hear about our upcoming events.